Today, Rahul Gandhi was dealt a double blow. First, the Sessions Court in Surat refused to give him relief in the criminal defamation case where he was earlier found guilty. Then ally Sharad Pawar decided to have a meeting with Gautam Adani. The same Gautam Adani against whom Mr. Gandhi has been championing a campaign. The same Gautam Adani for whom Rahul Gandhi says the BJP wants to silence him through defamation and disqualification. But anyway, let's focus for now on the defamation case and give you details of why the court did not think that Mr. Gandhi deserved any reprieve. The court today said that this is not an exceptional case and merely being an MP is not grounds to suspend the conviction. In fact, the court also said that Rahul Gandhi is not an ordinary person and his spoken word has large impact on public's mind. And that is why a high standard of morality is expected from the former Congress president. As for the denial of a fair trial, the court made it clear that he had been given all opportunities to cross-examine and that even on the issue of jurisdiction, no questions had been raised earlier. But despite that, the Congress called it a miscarriage of law and an effort to silence dissent.
A most unfortunate and unsustainable legal decision of the magistrate has been upheld in an even more unsustainable and erroneous judgment of the Sessions Court given today. Let me assure you that the judgment will be challenged in accordance with law in the very near future. Superior courts with constitutional power of judicial review have the power and will set right these legal errors found in these two judgments.
न्यायालय का जो भी निर्णय है उस पर तो कोई टिप्पणी कर ही नहीं सकता। आपने देखा होगा कि मोदी जी को चुनाव आते ही सब गाली देना शुरू कर देते हैं विपक्ष के लोग, अपशब्द कहना शुरू कर देते हैं विपक्ष के लोग, और जितनी वो अपशब्द कहते हैं उतनी बुरी वो हारते हैं। मैं उनसे यही कहूंगा कि पिछले जो उदाहरण हैं उनसे वो एक तरीके का सीख ले और अपनी जमान को फिसलने से रोके।
This is purely personal vendetta. It is already known. Even though you go to the court to seek justice, today justice is being commanded by some other house, not the Judiciary house. So it is understood that Modi ji is totally against Rahul Gandhi ji. What the Surat Court has done is in Gujarat and it is totally handled by Mr. Narendra Modi. We still...
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us. Avnijesh Awasthi, political analyst, continues with us, as does Lokesh Jindal. Advocate Tulip Biran Miranda joins us along with Nikhil Jain, lawyer and political analyst. I want to ask you, Tulip Miranda, two courts have given the same judgment. Both courts have said that a higher moral standard is expected from somebody who has been a member of parliament. Yet the Congress calls it a witch hunt. Are we supposed to apply a separate law to Mr. Gandhi?
Padmaja, first let me come up on this thing that, two courts have given the same judgment. We are looking at the Magistrates Court, we are looking at the Sessions Court. Now, under Article 21, when CRPC's procedural law, we are enshrined with the constitutional provision of appeal. We have
that
a higher
fine,
court, which we
see, as far as the legal points are concerned, I am not, proficient
right now,
to try and see whether this is good in law or not. As of now, two courts have said that he is guilty of criminal defamation. My point is, until it is overturned, how can you call this a witch hunt?
Yes. We can call this a witch hunt. I'll tell you why. When Rahul Gandhi started, raising issues related to masses, जब उन्होंने करप्शन के बारे में बात करना शुरू किया, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में बात करना शुरू किया, जब उन्होंने संसद में आके हर एक मुद्दा उठाने का चालू किया, जब उन्होंने अडानी को अटैक किया, जब उनकी भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जब सफल हुई, तो इस वक्त ये जो हुआ, ये बीजेपी के लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा fear निर्माण हो चुका है. I feel it is totally created a fear psychosis in the mind of the BJP.
But ma'am, the case dates back to 2019.
All of a sudden
this case predates Bharat Jodo Yatra or Adani or the Lok Sabha session.
Into a rush trial, the matter is decided.
This speech
Come again,
itself
Padmaja, I can't
and
hear
the complaint predates Bharat Jodo Yatra. And if they really had to do a witch hunt, they would have convicted him in the middle of the Bharat Jodo Yatra and stop it. It's a really bad strategy that you let Mr. Gandhi complete the whole Yatra, then 1 month after that you convict him and disqualify him. That seems to be really bad strategy. They would have like stopped the Yatra, right? Miss Tulip?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But hello? Padmaja ji,
Yes,
can
go
you
on.
hear me?
I can hear you. Go on.
Right now we are totally looking at it as a revenge. Totally looking at it as a revenge.
great, I can
we
see
are
that,
seeing
but why?
the fear psychosis in the mind of the
I'm
BJP,
trying to look for
which Rahul
answers.
Gandhi ji has created. They are trying to suppress the voice of Rahul Gandhi. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Let me try and get a more
unstoppable.
specific answer
The
from Nikhil
eclipse
Jain.
of the
Nikhil
BJP
Jain, you are
is
seeing
over.
this as a
The
witch
eclipse of
hunt
the
and a
country
fear
is over.
psychosis. But explain to me the chronology. 2019, Mr. Gandhi himself makes the speech. Nobody told him, make the speech so that 4 years from now we can prosecute you and silence you. He made the speech. The complaint was filed. 4 years later, the prosecution reaches a conclusion. How is this a witch hunt?
No, so you're missing a very important point in the chronology, Ms. Joshi. What happened was Rahul Gandhi makes a statement in April 2019 for which a person from the BJP whose surname originally wasn't Modi files a defamation case against Mr. Gandhi saying that I have been defamed. My entire community has been defamed. The same person in February or I think March 2022 goes to the High Court and gets a stay on the trial against Mr. Gandhi. The person filing the complaint is getting the stay. On 16th February 2023, 2 weeks after the Bharat Jodo Yatra culminates, this same person approaches the High Court and asks for a vacation of that stay so that the trial can continue, and then that trial continues at a lightning speed, and within a month Mr. Gandhi is convicted and handed out the maximum possible punishment.
But to that the
for
court today
defamation,
said that
despite there
all
being very shaky legal
opportunities were
grounds. Now,
given
whether
to
the
the
grounds are
appellant.
right or not, one other correction, Ms. Joshi, one thing. Ms. Joshi, one thing that you also must understand is that you, in your initial narration of facts, said that 2 courts have affirmed the verdict saying that Mr. Gandhi is guilty of defamation, which is not the case. The verdict from the Surat Session Court today is not to the effect that Rahul Gandhi committed defamation. It has only denied his stay of conviction application.
So he stays convicted of defamation. Now we can quibble about technicalities, but he stays convicted of defamation and disqualified.
No, it's not a no. You can say one court has held it against Mr. Gandhi. To say that 2 courts have held it against Mr. Gandhi is something that is
as of today, Mr. Gandhi stands convicted of defamation and disqualified. All right, but suspicious circumstances of the trial. Tuhin Sinha, suspicious, extremely suspicious the way in which the trial has happened.
Well, good evening, Padmaja. Good evening, everybody. Well, Padmaja, come to think of it, today the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi are essentially fighting for Rahul Gandhi's right to abuse people with a certain surname. Where is this Congress headed? You know, they can bring forth all kinds of argument to say that the trial was not fair, which has become their natural habit to cast aspersions on the judiciary when it doesn't suit them. But point is, today, all the contentions raised by Rahul Gandhi's lawyer was adequately quashed by the court, whether it was on whether Purnesh Bodhi could file the case, or whether it was on the quantum of the punishment. All of that were adequately quashed by the court. So today, I think the least Rahul Gandhi can do is to own up for the mistake of hurting the sentiments. And more importantly, look at what the court emphasized on yet again, that as a senior member of parliament, it was, the least he could have done was realize the way his words would be hurting certain sentiments of people.
So it would be worthwhile to observe that the appellant Lokesh Jindal was not an ordinary person and was a sitting MP connected with public life. Any word spoken by appellant would have a large impact on the mind of common public. This speech was given during an election campaign. High standard of morality is expected from a person like Rahul Gandhi. So you can say this seems suspicious, but all of this is circumstantial evidence that you are talking about, as opposed to the court which is saying we expected a higher moral standard from you. You knowingly gave this speech, hence we are going to hold you to account.
Padmaja, the judicial administration of the country is such that our higher judiciary are way more independent as compared to subordinate judiciary. This entire incident includes two important questions. First is the manner in which disqualification was done, which is outrightly against Article 103 of the Constitution, which clearly states that all questions with respect to disqualification would be decided by the Election Commission of India. Due process was not followed. Secondly,
Hold on a second. When you're saying that the higher judiciary is more independent, are you suggesting that both of these courts were subservient to the government?
What I intend to say is with respect to appointment, independence and transfer of judges in the higher judiciary stands to make them way more independent and potent to take decisions independently as compared to subordinate judiciary.
आप बात की जलेबी क्यों बना रहे हैं? Are you saying that transfer posting का डर दिखा करके lower courts को influence किया जा रहा है?
बिल्कुल लॉ कमीशन का डर दिखाकर जो है जुडिशियरी की संस्था को अंडरमाइन किया जा रहा है, पॉलिटिसाइज किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि इफ यू टॉक अबाउट सेक्शन 499 एंड 500 दे आर पर्सन स्पेसिफिक सेक्शंस, नॉट अगेंस्ट
I have to say very categorically that I do not endorse this view, but if the Sessions Court decides to take note of what you have said, where you are pretty much saying कि ये जज बिका हुआ था, I do not take any responsibility for it. Let me make that very clear.
I didn't say that judge बिका हुआ था. I am simply telling you how the judicial administration of the country is, and I take full responsibility of it.
Okay.
The constitution of our give independence of judiciary to the subordinate judges also with respect to their appointment, transfer and resignation.
Okay.
Give them
Alleges
independence.
Avasthi.
That's something which is welcomed.
Lokesh Jindal has now taken it to the other level and saying कि lower judiciary ही manipulated है.
पद्मजा जी, पहली बात तो ये मैं बता दूं कि आज बड़े अजीबोगरीब तरीके से सुपीरियर जुडिशरी की बात की, सुपीरियर कोर्ट। मैंने हायर कोर्ट और लोअर कोर्ट सुना था, लेकिन सुपीरियर कोर्ट और इंफीरियर कोर्ट मैंने आपने नहीं। अभिषेक मनु सिंघवी ने, अभिषेक मनु सिंघवी, आपकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, आपने तो कहा सबॉर्डिनेट का और हायर का। पहली बात। दूसरी बात, पद्मजा, बड़ी साफ सी बात है कि दो तीन तरीके के आर्गुमेंट आ रहे। एक तो ये आ रहा है कि बहुत ज्यादा सजा दी गई। इसका मतलब पहली बात ये कि कांग्रेस मान रही कि गलती तो की है, लेकिन सजा ज्यादा देती, सजा थोड़ी कम दे देते तो मेंबर ही बच जाता। पहली बात तो ये है, इस तरीके का आर्गुमेंट आ रहा है। दूसरी तरीके का आर्गुमेंट आ रहा है कि एक अगर मान लीजिए मोदी कहा तो वो किसी की पर्सनल नहीं है, पूरी उसकी है, पूरी कम्युनिटी का है, और उसके लिए कोई व्यक्तिगत नहीं जा सकता। मद्रास हाई कोर्ट का, आंध्र हाई कोर्ट का कोई जजमेंट दिया जा रहा है, यही है ना लोकेश? तो मैं एक बात बता दूं आपको कि उन्होंने 3 नाम लिए, नरेंद्र मोदी, ललित मोदी, नीरव मोदी और नरेंद्र मोदी। नरेंद्र मोदी के बारे में चौकीदार चोर है कह करके पहले वो माफी मांग चुके हैं, तो वो तो कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट करता कि फिर उनको कहा कि मोदी चोर है। अगर नरेंद्र मोदी के बारे में कह रहे हैं तो पहले वो माफी मांग चुके हैं। और मजे की बात सुनिए कि जो अरे सुन तो लीजिए ना, सुन लीजिए, 3 नाम लिए ना उन्होंने। अब सुनिए कि जिससे माफी मांग करके, जिसके बारे में नरेंद्र मोदी के बारे में माफी मांगी उन्होंने, और उसके बाद इसमें कहते हैं, कोर्ट ने बहुत बार कहा कि आप रिग्रेट फील कर दीजिए, माफी मांगने की बात भी नहीं थी, और कहते हैं मैं सावरकर नहीं हूं। जो व्यक्ति माफी मांग चुका हो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, वो कहता मैं राहुल गांधी हूं, मैं राहुल सावरकर नहीं हूं, माफी नहीं मांगूंगा। हैरत है, ये हिपोक्रेसी है, ये एरोगेंस है, ये है कि गांधी परिवार के लिए कानून अलग।
This reeks of arrogance, where basically you are saying I should be held to a different standard.
Ms. Joshi, first of all, I would like to correct 2 very absurd points Mr. Avasthi has made. First of all, superior judiciary is not a derogatory term. The Constitution itself uses the term subordinate judiciary for the district courts, and the Law Ministry of the Government of India has a report on the superior judiciary. Be that as it may. Second thing, Mr. Gandhi never apologized for saying, Mr. Avasthi, it's not lower, it is subordinate judiciary. I can point you to the articles in the Constitution. I have it right here. Be that as it may, Mr. Gandhi never apologized for saying Chaukidar Chor hai in the court. What he apologized in the Supreme Court was attributing to the Supreme Court a statement but that was not made by the Supreme Court. He never apologized for saying Chaukidar chor hai. So far as this defamation case is concerned, Mr. Gandhi raised a voice against Mr. Lalit Modi, Mr. Nirav Modi and Mr. Narendra Modi. If it is illegal to say anything about people who are running away with this country's money, with the public's money, then be it so. Then be it so.
The case is not about why did you call Nirav Modi a chor. The case is why did you say कि सारे चोर मोदी के नाम के होते हैं? That is the case, and as of today, 2 courts have said that it is defamatory to make that claim.
And defamation is of an individual. No, one court has said that.
Padmaja ji, may I say here, there was this concept, or there was this point brought out that this trial was conducted at a lightning speed and the judgment came out. What does it only intend? It only intends to block the thought process of a neta who is trying to bring to light.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. I'm not entirely sure how it is blocking his thought process, because last I heard Mr. Gandhi, even after conviction, has made speeches. Even now he's among the star campaigners and he is going to be going to Karnataka. That being said, tomorrow is going to be decisive when he's going to be approaching the High Court. Is this indeed bad in law and is it going to be overturned? We'll be keeping a close watch. For the time being though, thank you very much, all gentlemen and Tulip Biran Miranda, for joining me. Thanks for watching.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.